Okay, somebody tell me what sugar is. She says refined. Sister says it's a drug. They both are right. 59 reasons why you shouldn't eat sugar. But I have a chart that has 146 on it. I just pulled 59 of them out. Okay, so we're gonna pass this around. I know sister want to take a picture of that. The family is an empty carbohydrate. Carbohydrates, of course, you know, will turn into sugar. Rice turns into sugar. Brown rice, Dr. Patterson? Yeah. But it's so good. I like pork chops and chitlins. I'm serious. If I could give me a pork chop right now, and some gravy with some onions, and one of them biscuits and sap it up, I'd be in heaven. I'd be dead the next day, but I'd be in heaven for a minute. You realize the shock my body would go through if I put some pork up in there? I've been a vegetarian for 40 years. I'm 62 years of age, and I'm trying to go past my mama who just passed at 92 last year. Wonderful, wonderful. Give her a hand though, because she raised me, and she was a retired nurse. And, you know, when we were coming up, we got fever. She'd take the onions and put them in our socks. Okay, I got a son who's 23, 26. Guess what? When their babies get it, put it in the socks. You know, that's how it rolls. So that's how it's passed down from my mother, from her mother who was a nurse. Sugar, empty carbohydrate. It comes from beets, dates, sugar cane. Sugar cane, you can eat that and live off of that. The raw sugar cane. Just eat sugar cane all day. You don't need nothing else. But what they do is they take the sugar cane and they cook it down. The brown stuff comes off of it. That's the molasses. And then they got this crystal business. So all the nutrients is in the molasses. You know how you tell the sisters to take molasses for iron? Okay, you take molasses. So that's the molasses. That's where that comes from. And then they leave this that has no vitamins in it. They cook everything out. So now you have a chemical, a processed drug, and when people take sugar, what happens to them? They get hyper. So that means we can get ADD, juvenile diabetes, and so many other things as a result of what this does. It absorbs all the moisture in your body, dries out your arteries and veins. Okay, it does that. This right here, okay? Creates all kinds of problems with memory, hyperactivity, sensitivity. You got depression that comes. You pumped up like this, then boom, because of the sugar. But the key to the sugar is recognizing that it has no value whatsoever unless you just like to taste sweet stuff and like to be running around sugared up. If that's valuable to you. But it's not, because it gets all of our children in trouble. It gets the adults in trouble too, but they don't even recognize it's due to the sugar because their whole life they've been taking it. So they're irritable at home and they're not gonna blame it on the sugar. Okay, so I need my brother to put his left arm out like so, my sister to put her right arm out like so, my brother put his left arm out like so, and my sister, left, boom, boom, okay. Now, what I'm gonna do, because this is a strong dude right here, I'm gonna try to push his arm down. He's gonna stop me, okay? But when I introduce sugar to him, he becomes a straight chump. Watch me. Stop me, big brother. Okay, you see me leaning on this thing? Okay? Same thing with this sister. She's strong right now. Stop me. All right. She needs a little bit more weightlifting. Okay, you ready? Stop me. All right, Slim. You gotta stick up for a slim dude now. Come on. Okay, now, I want you to see how easy it will be for me if I needed to spank them, that I'd be able to spank them without any problem. Hold your other hand open for me. Now, what you all see in my hand right there, that's what I'm going to put in their hand. I guarantee you they will not be able to stop me from putting the arm. You see that? Ain't nothing. You can't really see it. But I'm going to put less than that in his hand. I'm going to see if I can put like 5 little grams. Now tell me how much I put in your hand, okay? Let them know that. What's that about? 10? Or 10 grand? If that much, he can't even see it. Now watch what happens with his muscle. Stop me, bro. You ready? Stop. What? What you say, man? Bust him up now. Now, let's do this. Baby face, watch. She don't believe it. He don't believe it. He like, something in the sugar, he saying. I put some drugs and some muscle relaxant in the sugar. You ready, Mom? Which one you got? She trying to rest that bad boy up there. It ain't gonna work though. Now tell them how much I put in your hand.
Excuse me, I'm so sorry.
She see 5. She couldn't even see it. What you see in there, Mom? 5? Y'all know how small granules are. You can't even see them, in other words. You ready? Stop. Wait a minute. Swish. Swish. That's the Nike symbol, swoosh. Swish. Okay. You ready? Stop. Okay. Here we go. And you know, the youngins, they're going to try to show all off. All right, you ready? And tell them how much you That's less than this one. Okay, he had the most, she had less. He going to get 1. He going to get 1 person. You ready? Strong, quite strong, remember? Okay, watch. You ready? Yeah, I tried. Look, right now the little babies can wear them out. Okay, you ready to swim? We got it. Yeah, I already know what's gonna happen. They gonna use me. Now, well, we're gonna come back a couple other things. You ready? It's 2. Okay, so we still going down. Still going down. All right? Okay, here we go. Stop. Can't do it. The energy of it. Now, let's go to the next thing. You got your cell phone with you? Where's that? Oh, it's dead, he said. He say the phone dead, right? He say it's dead. He say the phone dead. You want to use somebody else's phone? You're really going to drop down now. We got more electricity, more radiation. Good done. And you see him trying to raise up on me. It ain't working. That's the phone. Okay? All right. So let's do that with the phone. Where's your phone? Okay. You wanted to talk. You ready to deal with phone? You said, where's your phone? Where's your phone? She's high nerves in the background. She said, I see your phone might smack. She got one of them dumb phones my kids call. Little flip jump.
Old-fashioned flip, but wait, it gets better. Look at that.
We got, well, man, let me see the back again. It's like, I don't even care. Matter of fact, I might put some bacon in my shirt and let it cook. Okay. She said she need to receive some calls and make them with a little radiation. Boom. Okay, give them a hand, y'all. They really are strong people, okay? But what happens to us, we eat the sugar. So now, what I'm getting ready to talk about, sugar, I'm getting ready to talk to the parents for a minute. When I go into the schools, parents, mamas, and daddies, you know, umis and abus and, you know, the babas and the mamas. When I go into the school and I talk to the parents in the school, I share with them and I say, you know, a lot of you are involved in child abuse. And they look at me, huh? What are you telling me? You're going crazy. What are you child abuse. I said, yeah. I said, if you told your children that sugar frosted flakes and honey nut Cheerios and Captain Crunchies and Cocoa Poops and Crinkle Crunches and sugar cookies and all them different names of cereals, if you told them that that would create diabetes, juvenile diabetes, I don't think your children would want to eat it. If you told them that Pop-Tarts and waffles with syrup would give them juvenile diabetes, ADD, attention deficit disorder, and you all are all fighting the schools about that, because all the schools think our children got deficits and attention deficits because of the melanin that we pumped up with. I'm sorry, we got this black juice in us and it just keeps us fired up. So goes the case with high blood pressure. If I go in the hospital and I get my blood pressure taken, guess what? It's based on calibrations of European men and women. So automatically they tell you, you borderline high blood pressure, because our pressure is always higher because of the melanin content. You know, that pyramidal thing that we have in our blood. So peoples of color, Africans, Asians, Latino or Spanish, people have color in their skin. That means that they have an active pineal gland, third eye. Everybody knows about the third eye. There's a third eye right here behind that, and that's why they call it the third eye, because the pineal gland is there. And that allows us to see things with our eyes closed. That allows us to see things when we're making salat. That allows us to see things when we are meditating. That allows us to see things when we're chanting. That we have an active pineal gland. That pineal gland produces melanin. That melanin is a chemical in our body that allows everything to happen on a greater level. So if you're a drug addict, guess what? You're going to be deeply addicted. You're going to get higher. Yeah. You got anger, guess what? You're going to be angrier. You're running, guess what? You're going to be fast. So goes the case with all of these fast brothers and sisters out here. Can't nobody beat them because they got that speed. But that melanin also creates the genius. So goes the case with Ben Carson and Imhotep. So goes the case with all of our great leaders and great leaders of color. There's a guy in China named Mao Zedong, turned that whole country around. The whole country was addicted to opium, and he brought out the acupuncture needles and the barefoot doctors, and they went into the communities and healed the people. So goes the case with the Black Panther Party, who did the same thing with the free food, free breakfast program, free clinics, etc. So again, healing has to be a community issue, okay? So, if you're only having one bowel movement a day, you're constipated. If you're having 2 bowel movements a day, you're constipated. But you gotta at least have one, y'all. And when you have it, you should not be singing the song. You should be quiet in there, okay? And it shouldn't take 5 minutes. I haven't read a newspaper, y'all, in 35, almost 40 years. I ain't had a ring on my butt in 35, 40 years. Because when you sit there for a long time, you're going to get that ring on your butt. That means it's taking a long time for that stuff to come out. And when you sit, it's supposed to come out. So I'm a swish man. I go in, I'm out. Why? Because I don't have a whole bunch of stuff in my system blocking it. Why? Been a vegetarian for 40 years. I don't eat cheese. I don't eat dairy. Cheese, you get all mucousy, snot, bullets, pooping, gas, coming out your mouth, coming out your buns, everywhere. Give it to the babies. They got all kinds of ear infections, sinus infections. Incredible. Eczema. And babies walking around with eczema. What is wrong with you, parents? Stop feeding them the sugar. If you're feeding them sugar, that is child abuse. I'm gonna say it again. Stop feeding your children sugar. It is a drug. So that means you gotta get off of it. That'd be the problem, because y'all bringing that Breyers ice cream up in there. And them Oreo cookies. Them good old Oreo cookies. Okay? So, we have to look at a process of healing when we deal with these issues. Diabetes. What is diabetes, y'all? Anybody? What is it? Somebody say what? What they say? Yo, whispering like y'all. What you say? Is it insulin deficiency? Okay. Where's that insulin deficiency come from? It comes from the pancreas's inability to create enough insulin because the pancreas has been fighting sugar for so many years that it's worn out and said, I'm through. I ain't got no more, that's it. Now the sugar, which is turning into acid, is going to begin to affect the kidneys. Now we're on dialysis. After dialysis, you dead. People go on dialysis 5 to 8 years, and they're out. Guaranteed, I bet my money. Guaranteed, that's the last thing. You go from the insulin tablets, to the injection insulin, you see, and when that doesn't work, dialysis. There are thousands now of dialysis centers around the country. Thousands. And they're planning thousands more. Dialysis, because what? Black folk eat at Crackdonald's, Murder King, Taco Hell, Wind Disease, Chipotle's, but we can't say that one. See, my kids came up with this in the schools. And, decadently, KFC, killing families and children. Well, why do they call it KFC and not Kentucky Fried Chicken anymore? Because it ain't chicken. It's against the law. Thank you for that one. For them to be able to say Kentucky Fried Chicken if it ain't chicken. Well, what's a chicken? A chicken who's born and goes through the whole process of growth. Their chickens don't do that. Their chickens are grown in 5 days to a week or 2. Yeah, I don't know what it is either. They got chicken without bones. You seen the commercial, do it either? Where the bones? Where the bones? The bones gone. Y'all remember that commercial? Where the bones? The bones, the bones. They're gone. Why? Because they're growing chickens without bones. You go and check out stuff, they got cows without legs. They got calves meat, where they take the cow, the little baby calf, and they put them in a little box like this. So they can't exercise, so their muscles are weak, meaning that they'll be what? Soft and flaccid. And this is what we call tender meat. But here we have an animal who's not exercising, therefore is full of what? Toxins, all in the muscles. Therefore, we eat this food and we wind up with all kinds of digestive infections and imbalances, arthritis, all of those itises. You know, itis simply means inflammation, hepatitis, arthritis, diverticulitis, itis, meaning inflammation. Where's the inflammation coming from? Let's look at that word, inflammation, internal fire, flame, inflame. It's inflamed, there means some heat involved. What creates heat in the body? Toxins, mucus, and then the mucus, when it's heated up, and you spit it, it's green. It's dark brown. Now we sick, as they say. That's the word they use. I don't use sick, illness. It ain't no such thing. They are all self-imposed physical breakdowns. What do you mean, Dr. Patterson? I mean, you done it yourself. You did it. You did it yourself. So everybody that comes to me, 100 clients, 99 and a half of them did it themselves. That means everybody. Dr. Patterson, I got high blood pressure. Oh yeah? What you been eating? Well, it run in my family. Oh, it run in your family? What do you mean? My mama had it, my daddy had it, my grandparents had it. I said, well, if it run in the family, you gonna put your sneakers on and catch them, beat them up, kick them out? What you letting them run around in the family for? Meaning, why are you doing what your mama and your grandmama did? They ate of the pork chop. Because slavery induced that into our lifestyles. We were forced to eat pork chops and chitlins and hog maws and pig feet. In the movie Roots, when the boy ate some pork, they spit it out. Kunta Kinte, my main man, he said, oh, what is this? They said, that's fatback, man. You look like a fatback. He said, this is pork. We don't eat this. Spit it out. But we grew up eating it, so did I. You know, but at age 18, I made a decision when I read the book, The Hog, and that book talked about that pig. I said, I got to stop this. I was 18 years old. All my buddies thought I lost my whole mind. They on the way to McDonald's just coming out and all the week. I ain't eat none of that. Well, you done lost your mind. What was wrong with you? Everybody, my family, everybody got on me. That boy done gone crazy. He down there eating some weeds, eating some leaves, some sprouts. It was sprouts, but they call them sprouts. They were, you know how they make fun of us. So the lifestyle that we have is so crucial and important. So we've all been what? Miseducated, uneducated, okay, or not educated at all. Uneducated means just below. Miseducated, wrong information. And then there's certain things that we just don't know. So whenever I talk to a client, I'm dealing with all three of those things. They've been misinformed about health. They haven't been given enough information about conventional health, especially traditional health, okay? And then certain things they haven't been told at all, which happens every time they go in the hospital. Ms. Jones, take this. This will help with so-and-so. But they don't tell you all the side effects. I was with my niece in the emergency room yesterday. The nurse came in with some stuff. I never tell them who I am. She said, I want you to take these. So I'm waiting for her to tell my daughter what this stuff is for. I said, excuse me, what's that for? She said, oh, it's potassium. I said, okay, what's it for? Now I already know. I said, what's it for? Oh, she's dehydrated and we want to get some potassium in. She ain't even know what she was talking about. Dehydration, yeah, you need your minerals. Well, why is the potassium so important in my niece's situation? My niece couldn't walk. Her legs were so weak, which meant that her muscles were flaccid and weak. And your muscles need what? Potassium. But the nurse didn't know. She said, here, and gave her a bucket of ice water. I said, ice water. How are we supposed to drink our water, family? Say it again. Room temperature, the temperature of the room that we're in right now. Okay, without the air conditioning. Okay, then the pills were horse pills. Oh, they're big. She said, oh, this is my daughter. Oh, those are huge. And this is my brother's daughter who passed, so they're my daughters now. So I said, excuse me, ma'am. You break those up for her? I didn't say, can you break them up? I said, excuse me, nurse, could you break those up for her, please? Oh, sure I can. Well, why didn't you break them up in the first place? If it's me, with my bedside manner, I'm going to look out for my client. God, they want me to get that girl these big old pills. She's having problems vomiting, so her throat is all messed up. That's all messed up in here. So let's break this thing down. And then I'm like, let's break it down some more. Do you think we can crush it up in the applesauce? They got a whole bunch of sugar in the hospital. Can you crush it up in the applesauce, ma'am? No, we can't do that. So the next question I ask is what? Why? I said, well, why you can't do that? I got a little bit of information that day. She said, because, which I already knew, but she gave me the reason why. She said, because they're time release. I said, oh, okay. So if they time release, they have to be in a solid form so they can break down. It can't be already broken down, else it'll introduce itself to the system too quick. And she'll have a toxic reaction on top of the toxic reaction she's gonna get anyway for taking. But the body absorbs all of that toxicity. That's why people keep doing it until the body breaks down from taking all the chemicals and all the drugs. Okay? So, what we have to do is look at the water. So if you're using sweets, you use agave, stevia, and coconut nectar. Log that in your brain. Turbinado sugar, no. Raw sugar, no. Organic pure cane, no. If the word sugar is attached, no. Brown sugar, organic sugar, Jesus sugar, Muhammad sugar, I don't care, Buddha sugar. I don't care. It's toxic, it's poison, sugar turns into acid, okay? Acid eats stuff up. Yes, sister.
Coconut palm sugar.
Did I just say that, y'all? Did I say coconut? Yes, I did. I said coconut nectar. Coconut palm sugar, coconut nectar, you turn it to the sugar form, okay? Molasses is good. Make sure you get the organic molasses, because they do some processing with everything. Read your bottles. Okay? So sweetener, again, agave. So if you're diabetic, you can drink a whole bottle, ain't no problem. Stevia, again, natural. Coconut nectar, coconut palm sugar, as she stated. Any kind of coconut stuff, date sugar, beet sugar. These are all derivatives from plants. Okay? So that's your sweetener. Don't use black pepper, because when they rake the black pepper up, they're raking up rat feces also. What are the little peppers? How are they shaped? How are the little black peppers shaped? Like little round balls. So you got mice and rats running all through, and they rake them up in there. Don't believe me, Google it. You know what I'm talking about, right, brother? Don't believe me, Google it. Anything I say, do not believe it. It ain't me. I didn't know this stuff. I had found out myself. I'm just sharing it. Google it about black pepper. It's black pepper and rat feces. See what it says. That's what you gotta punch in. Just don't punch in black pepper, because they tell you how good it is. Just punch in black pepper and rat feces, and it'll tell you about how that happens and how in some places they can't prevent it. So you at the mercy. So you should be using cayenne pepper. Cayenne pepper is great, opens up the arteries. Salt. No, do not use my little girl with the umbrella. Miss Morton, leave her out of it. Because she's walking around with the umbrella, you know, blocking the rain, and we want rain. And she blocking the rain. Bad symbol off the top. I need some water down here. Because salt does what? Dries up the body. Okay, and that's sodium that they dealing with. That's not even real salt. What kind of salt should we be using, y'all? Somebody knows in here. What you say? Sea salt. Somebody said Himalayan. Okay, that Himalayan is pink. Better than Himalayan? Celtic sea salt. Celtic sea salt is always wet and damp when you buy it. So on my counter in my kitchen, I put a whole bag of Celtic sea salt, and in another jar I got a whole bag of Himalayan sea salt. I pour the water in there, and then I pour the water off into my seasonings. I take a teaspoon, but nothing like Morton's. If I took a teaspoon of Morton's salt, it would eat my mouth up. But this salt is nothing but straight up minerals. So it feeds me. I just gotta get it down. Sometimes I do it with water, sometimes I just like to be rough on myself. Macho. Can be tough. So now we know what sugar we should be using. We know what pepper we should be using. We know what salt we should be using. What about bread? What kind of bread you eat? She said no bread. Sister said, she said spelt. That's right. What'd you say, bro? He said wheat bread get you all the mucus in the world. The wheat bread get you all of the mucus in the world, family. All the mucus in the world, it will get you. Because what? They process the wheat. They shell it, cook it, and the wheat bread becomes tan and not brown. The wheat bread becomes tan and not brown. If I was to grab a slice of bread, right? If I pick the bread up, if I pick a piece of bread up, and I hold the corner of that bread, the bread gonna be just like that. No substance, no quality. Gonna break down just like that. No substance, no quality whatsoever in the bread. That bread should be firm. It should be spelt. It should be Ezekiel non-leavening bread, the same bread that the prophets ate. Meaning bread without baking soda, baking powder, eggs, milk, sugar, soy, yeast. It ain't in there. Sisters get yeast infections because they eat it all day. Wheat bread, biscuits, croissants. Let me get a croissant. Then they get a boogle bagel. I call it a boogle because it creates boogers. Mucus. Can you, a big dough ball, a big round. A big round ball of dough. Then they cook it and put butter on it. Then they cook it and put a little cream cheese. Put a little cream cheese. and little locks. Put your locks on there. And I ain't talking about headlocks. I'm talking about that raw fish. Locks and booze. So what bread should we be eating? Ezekiel spelt non-leavening bread. That bread has no eggs, milk, butter, and all that kind of stuff in it. They got cinnamon raisin, y'all, okay? So don't worry. That'd be my favorite. I eat my sandwiches. Every sandwich I eat, when I do eat sandwiches, maybe once every 2 months or something, if I eat one. You know what, you stay away from that bread. It will create it in you, okay? So now we know about the bread. Let's talk about water. What kind of sweetener we gonna use, y'all? Stevia, coconut, agave, okay, beet, date nut, okay, all right. What she say? Did anybody say honey? Did I say honey earlier? I did not. So honey is a step up from all your sugars. But honey is very, very good. But what's the problem with the honey? Processing. They process it. They cook it. It becomes clearer. All the vitamins are gone. Now you got a real high glucose kind of content with the sugar. And it has to break it down in the body just like, with the honey, it has to break it down in the body just like sugar. I do have honey on my icebox, some African honey, sitting on my icebox. Been there for months. Been there for months. I called my sister, I said, I'm out of agave. She bought me a bottle yesterday, thank God. You know, I like sweet, but I'm gonna use agave. When I do my honey, when I do my cereal, my hemp milk. We ain't talked about milk yet. Okay, so what are we on now? We just got finished with the bread. What kind of pepper we gonna use? Cayenne. Okay. We did sugar, we did pepper. What kind of salt? Himalayan sea salt. What was the other one we covered? Did we cover another one? Okay. So now we have bread, and we talked about Ezekiel's bread, and now we have water. Okay. Before we get to the water, let's talk about rice. Rice. What kind of rice y'all like?
Black rice.
Black rice is the rice, if you want to eat it. Get that black rice. It's so good, especially in a raw dish. Oh my God. It's just super duper. First time I seen black rice, I said, man, they done burnt up the rice. Black folk leaving the food all on the stove and then bring it to the health fair to sell it. Crazy. Okay, black rice. What's in the black rice? What is it? Melanin. What's spinach? Melanin. You got color in it. Melanin. Y'all with me? Melanin and everything. Before anything came into being, where did it come from? They call it what? Dark matter? Is that? Y'all with me? Everybody with me say yay? Okay, I'll make sure you with me and think I'm tripping. Oh, he tripping now. Dark matter. Now, as I look at the color code, you all, I've never seen on the color code, all I've seen is red, brown, blue, green, you know, the primary color is black. I have not seen dark. So why won't they use the word that it is? What is it, y'all? It's what? But what is it? What color? Could you say it a little louder, y'all? Black. So why they keep using the word dark? Don't want you to know that that's you. Because if you figure out that's you, then you're going to know how powerful and how great you are. Not only that, you'll know what your connection is to everything. Let me say that again. You will know what your connection is to everything. Everything. All of it. And a bag of chips. Melanated chips. She said, what kind of chips? The barbecue. I tell my clients, I say, now if you want to eat some chips, I'm not telling you to eat chips, Miss Jones, but if you want to eat some chips, get the barbecue. They got cayenne, paprika, all of those things cleanse the blood. I'm not telling y'all to eat no Lay's and Bon-Ton and Utz, okay? Don't even try it in here. I'm just saying. So what you want to get is what? Paprika and cayenne into your diet without the chip. That dangerous chip. Because they got chips in the health food store, cooked in olive oil, organic potatoes, so forth and so on. But you can't eat chips every day. I don't care where they come from. You just can't do it because it's what? Fried. It's fried. And if it's fried, they've used what? Grease. And when you put grease in your body, it can't stay fluid as it is in the pot. You know, I used to have that can on the back of the stove. When Mama put grease in there after she fried, and that grease was used for everything because they had all kind of flavors up in it. I used to go and stick my finger, because you know it'd be a little hard on the top. But you stick your finger, the grease come up. So the grease underneath was warm because of the pilot on the stove kept that warm, but on top it was hard. So when you put the grease in your body is not hot enough to keep it fluid. Now we got cholesterol, we got blocked up arteries, we got constipation, we got oily, pimply, black-headed skin. We got hair not growing because we got all of this oil in the follicles. I'm sorry, bad oil in the follicles. Okay? So now we know when we use oils to cook, what should we use? Somebody tell me.
Coconut.
Well, we got a great crew up in here. Somebody called out to answer coconut oil. Well, why is that about coconut oil? It's the only one that can stand the heat. Olive oil cannot. As soon as you put it in, what it do? It dissolves. So that's why you use it on the stir fry. Get it out. But coconut oil is the only oil that's heat sensitive, and you can turn the fire all the way up, and you cannot. And it makes the food taste so, I did not know. It makes the food taste so good. I got 2 things of coconut oil on my counter. I take a teaspoon every now and then, you know. But yeah, coconut oil is what you use. Olive oil on the other side for your salads and things like that. Okay, so now we got the oil out the way in terms of cooking. Now, my thing is no fried food, family. So you have to find something else to do with the olive oil. I mean the coconut oil. But no fried foods. Because fried foods, again, the oil goes into food, goes in your body, and then of course it solidifies. You with me? Same thing with cheese. You get some pizza. You get the pizza. When it comes, it's hot, and you peeling it off, the cheese falling, and you wrapping the cheese. You take that junk, throw that bad boy up. Then you go back for the second piece, and you got to tear it off. Because it didn't that what? Hard. What do you think the cheese do when you swallow it, and you ain't got that heat in your body to keep it melted? It clog up in your body. Now you pooping and farting and belching. Constipation. Skin all crazy. Snot, boogers. Mucus everywhere. Skin all messed all up. Because of what you putting in your body. So leave the cheese alone and go get some regular healthy cheeses that are made from rice and soy and things of that nature. They got all of them. Cheddar. Brie, I don't know what the names of the cheeses is, but they got them all in the health food store. So go try the alternative. So now we got our cheeses out the way. We got our bread out the way. We got our rice out the way because we're going to do black rice. Because all rice turns into starch, turns into sugar, turns into acid. Acid does what? Eats things up. I don't care what kind of acid it is, unless it's enzymatic, coming from your vegetables. That stuff helps to break things down in your diet. So we got some good stuff going on, you know, as it relates to that kind of process. But it has to come from the right source. Okay? So, now we're going to get to the water, maybe. Okay? We talk a little bit about water. Okay? So what kind of bread we going to eat? Ezekiel, spell. Okay, say it a little louder for all the new people came in. What kind of sweetener we going to use? All right. And we said bread. What kind of rice? What kind of salt? Sea salt. Celtic and Himalayan. Okay. Now we time going for the water. We're going to talk about them juices too. Y'all drink Tropicana and Ocean Spray and, you know, all of those things. Full of sugar, y'all. Full of sugar. And then you get Capri Natural Sunshine drinks. You see the word natural and you run for it. But the law says I can put natural on my products if I just have 4 natural things in it, and the other 50 things are garbage. So goes the case with natural Quaker grape granola cereal. You know Quaker granola? Got 10 pounds of sugar up in that thing. 10 pounds of sugar up in there. But they got the word natural on there because they got what? Natural oats in there. Natural almonds in there. But all the rest of it's terrible. Natural Capri Sunshine drinks, you know, little silver packs, they punch the hole in them. They can put natural because they got 1% of something natural juice. The rest of it's dyed. Red, green, blue. Peter Tosh sings a song called Mystic Man. He said, I man don't drink no soda. I man don't drink no champagne. I man don't sniff no cocaine. I man don't drink no pink, blue, yellow, green soda. I man don't eat them frankfurters. I man don't eat them hamburgers. It's a song. I play it at the beginning of my radio show because that's what I am. A mystic man. He weird. He leaves and trees and seeds. Thank you. I appreciate you letting folk know that that's what I do. So water, what kind of water y'all drink? Give me some name brand. Fiji. What you say? She said Scooby-Doo Punch. She said Spooky or Punch. I was messing with her. What other water? Come on. How many people drink from the speaker tip? You put your hand up. Did you say speaker? Did you put your hand up, sister? Sister behind you. Yeah. You did? Okay, first of all, women, I just want to pray for y'all. Domino Nabisco. How could you drink spigot water when you know that it ain't good? You already know it ain't good. She said Poland Springs ain't no better. Will you do your research, son?
I mean, it's all bad water, though.
Will you do your research, son? Okay, stop that then. Stop that. You want to learn something right here today. But I appreciate you saying that because it gives me an opportunity to interact with you, and I love you. And I'm glad that you mentioned Poland Springs, because Poland Springs and Geyser is the waters that I tell my people to drink. I tell them don't drink Break Bed, Deer Park. But Poland Springs and Geyser, read the bottle. You got to read the bottle. Why people don't drink Poland Springs and Geyser and they like Great Bend, Deer Park? Because of the advertisement. Power. Great Bed, everybody drinking. Deer Park, everybody drinking. And if you ain't got no money, you're going to drink it from the spigot. So in the poor black community, they're drinking water from the spigot. And it's got all kinds of toxins in it. If you have diabetes, high blood pressure, HIV and AIDS, hepatitis, lupus, arthritis, any other kind of immunodeficiency, you should never drink spigot water. If your mama or your daddy or your granddaddy or your grandmama got some kind of health problem, please don't let them drink no spigot water. It's coming through their filtering system. It's not coming through the system that you have. The best water you can drink is alkaline water. Somebody called it out. Who was it? Yeah, but somebody else called out a brand of alkaline water. Who was it? I know who it was, my brother in the back. What did you say, bro? Say it again? See, black folk know Fiji. I said, Miss Jones, you should be drinking alkaline water. She said, well, what is that? I said, you know that square bottle of Fiji that they have in all the little corner stores, 7-Elevens and all that? You get your Fiji. This square bottle, it's alkaline water. Well, what's the deal with this alkaline water? Why is everybody drinking Kagan and alkaline water and all that nowadays? Simply because our diet has changed. In 1977, your president, he wasn't mine, your president put together a Senate Select Subcommittee to study the Standard American Diet, SAD, SAD. Standard American Diet, SAD, meaning that the diet is standard. That means everybody in America eats like this. They studied the diet with nutritionists, doctors, and so forth, came back with a report saying in 30 years, this is 1977, so 2007, in 30 years we would have an epidemic and cardiovascular immunodeficiency illnesses. High blood pressure, diabetes, cancer off the chart because of the standard American diet. Well, what is that? Everything that I just got finished talking about, the sugar, the white bread, the white flour, the milk, the cookies, the ice cream, the bam. Now we got everybody in America dealing with diabetes, high blood pressure, lupus, arthritis, cancer. Now cancer is a big thing. They talking about you can't cure cancer. Huh? I've done it. I'm sorry, God did that. Well, I've worked with cancer patients and we resolved the issue. I got about 5 of them under my belt. HIV, please, that's easy. I ran the first HIV house in Washington, D.C. in '92. We had 10 men come in. After a year, they tested HIV negative. They told them it must have been a false positive test because all they had was AZT and they was killing people. You know what I'm saying? AZT was killing people. That's all they had. They came up in my house. I said, brother, you can't holler in here. What? What you talking about? These people on drugs. What you talking about? I can't holler. I said, because we ain't had nobody stressed up in here. We building immune systems. Well, I want a hamburger. We don't eat meat in here. I'm sorry. Well, what kind of damn program is that? We don't smoke cigarettes in here, brother. I'm sorry. Or we don't use sugar in here, brother. I'm sorry. We don't do white bread in here, brother. No, we don't have no milk in here. No, ain't no eggs in here, brother. No, ain't no cheese. We ain't trying to clog you up so the virus can have a good time. See, a virus likes to do what? Eat stuff. But a virus only eats what? Viral stuff, nasty stuff. Well, what's the nasty stuff? Pork chops, chitlins, ice cream, cheese, pizzas, sugar frosted flakes, honey nose crunch, fruity cocoa pebbles. All of that stuff. So be clear. Child abuse when you feed the children that stuff. You're abusing yourself when you eat it. This is where ADD comes from. This is where all of that deficit disorder comes from with our children. So with the water, the molecule of Deer Park water is this big. Great Bay is this big. Your cell that has to absorb the water for your body to work, not your mouth and swallow it, it's got to go into the cell. Your cell is that big. Can that water get in there? Huh? Help me? No. Okay. Fiji water can get in there. Alkaline water can get in there. That's why they're pushing the alkaline now, because people's bodies are not alkaline anymore because they eat at Crackdonald's, Murder King, Taco Hell, Wendy's, KFC, killing families and children. Pop lies, and it turned the body acid. Acid. I got a chart, and I'm about to wrap up. Sister just gave me the note. Got a chart in the back there. I'll be right back. 59 reasons why you shouldn't do sugar. I'm going to be doing stress acupuncture on people in the back. This is the ear. This is how we do acupuncture in the ear. The ear is just like the penis. See the baby? See the baby head at the bottom? Baby back going up the curve? That's a God, Jah, Allah, Buddha. Okay? All right, so that's created like that. So it's very easy for me to treat a lung disease. I stick it right in the point for the lung. It's very easy for me to treat a person's spirit. There's a spirit point in the ear. Calm them right out. So if you're all anxious, tense, depressed, worried, whatever, come back there and get a couple of needles so we can knock that out. You got a problem with sleeping? You got a problem with getting your detox started? Come on back there and get a detox shot. You know, the products that we have back there, African aloe, sarcoidosis, lupus, bronchitis, carpal tunnel syndrome, any kind of problem that you're talking about, cancer, HIV and AIDS, African aloe, 22 times more powerful than the other 300 species on the planet. Aloe bitter crystals, a favorite of my sisters. This little bottle, by taking 4, 5, 6 of these little match head size things, am I right, sis? Am I right, sis? Y'all know. You in the bathroom, stomach gonna shrink an inch a day, lose a pound a day. I'm 62, I've been taking it for 15 years. Can't keep them, because the women come. Let me get two of them, Baba. My girlfriend, we trying to get ready for the summer. Come back to me, boy, I'll tell you, Dr. Patterson, I ain't been in the bathroom that many times in 30 years. I know that been the problem. You back up in there for 30 years. So you come back there and check that out. The African Moringa, I want you to come back and get, where's the bowl? I'm gonna pass this out, then I'm gonna get on the way from here. I'm gonna pass those around, you take that and pass it to the sisters. And everybody get a couple of moringa seeds. Those moringa seeds will give you energy. They help with visual focus. They help with depression, digestion, heart disease, all kinds of stuff. I mean, very, very powerful. Diabetes, sleep, helps with sexual desire and performance. Everything that little seed deals with. So take a couple of those seeds and pop them in. You'll get a bitter taste. You'll get a sweet taste. These are the actual seeds without the shell. We have moringa juices back there. Now the moringa, again, is a very, very, sister had one, she loved it. The moringa punches and drinks back there, pineapple, lemon, echinacea, ginger, and the fruit punch one. These have the moringa in them as well as the herbs in them, sweetened with honey, okay? So you can try those. Then we have for you a herbal formula for everything. Here's your moringa seeds. Here's your moringa powder. Here's your moringa tea bags. This is a formula here for your lungs. There's a formula for diabetes, a formula for blood pressure, a formula for your kidneys, a formula for your lungs, a formula for reproductive issues. So when women have heavy flows and cramps and so forth, so on, there's a formula in there for that. There's a formula for hair growth, a formula for gout, okay? A formula for all the issues that high blood pressure, diabetes, formula called Sweet Thing in there. Okay, so you get a chance, any questions that you might have, come on into the back. If you want to try a little acupuncture, you know, for small little feet, come right on in the back. Come back there and try some of the moringa seeds that's passing around now, okay? Thank you all so much. Any other questions, just come on in the back. Thank you.